Hi, I want to talk about some psychic phenomena, richness of the soul, and also some related topics that keep coming up. And not everybody really enjoys having these qualities, being seeing ghosts and having psychic phenomena happening on or around her or him. And some places they think of these as mental disorders, or because the soul and the stuff that it does, it is very radically different than what the physical body or normal life cycle wants to do. They have a completely different logic or way of being or doing things, and when one comes in and does something, it's like something completely unexpected. Well, I used to have, I used to see my dad after he passed away all the time, and I still do, and I thought that was very weird. But as time went on, it felt more normal, and then it kind of expanded, and I see other ghosts. But also many older cultures like Christians or Judaism too, or even Buddhism, they practice asceticism, like turning away from the physical world and focusing more on the spiritual side of life. I kind of like the Muslim way of looking at it. Is one of the pillars of Islam is adl. Adl means balance, like not to get too geared towards one side rather than the other, and but you cannot deny either side that they exist and they are a part of life, and you just have to experience each one separately. I think from my psychic experiences that the spirit world is very rich, very expanded, very much has a repertoire of many experiences and events. And when I have a question and I turn to God and ask for answer, when the answer comes in, it's usually in the form of images or a story. You need to sit and decipher it and see how the relationship is between it and what you ask for, and it's like a story almost always. Well, in the New Testament it talks about, Jesus says that you should speak to them in terms of parables. Basically, it's what it is, and it's very rich and symbolic, and has many connotations. You're gonna have to kind of sit and look at it. In fact, many stories in Bible and in Quran also similarly, they're like a story, but this story has so many hidden meanings and events that's associated with it, that it's just very deep wisdom. I also want to note that there are stuff that happens in the spirit world, in the psychic world, that they have no correspondence to the physical life. They're just an event that happens on its own. I'm sorry. I've had many experiences that I would say that they are more like the soul experiences itself. Well, the Sufi master Shah Mahsud, he says that there are many ghosts or spirits that are like an existence without manifestations. They don't really need to manifest, or the manifestation is like a secondary kind of event. For example, you could go to a movie and the whole story mostly happens in the screen, in the projector that the projector falls onto. But if you look on the sides, you see that there are some lights or some reflections on the walls or on the chair. They are like a secondary type of reflection, and they don't really have a lot of significance, but you cannot also deny that they exist. Well, I want to just tell you one experience I had, and that's I would say that this is the soul just experiences itself without any kind of care to what it means in the physical world. In Quran, there is many verses that says goes like this. One of them goes like this: there are many a garden where rivers flow between all the beautiful trees, and it's like there are very beautiful joys and riches in the spirit world, and they really don't need, or they don't have a reflection in reality. Well, I think if you want to get an idea of this, you should watch that movie, or What Dreams May Come. While I was looking at the preview of it, basically you decide how happy you want to be, and how much of these joys you want to experience. Like, you open yourself up. If you don't have a lot of hang-ups and chips on your shoulder, you're not coming back here over and over to fix something that happened in the past, then yeah, it's like paradise, and it can be anything you want it to be. Millions of experiences that go on, and this is just the beginning, and the worlds that are beyond this spirit world that's represented in bodies and sounds and images. They're more abstract and beautiful than even this one. Anyhow, I was without a car for a while, and I was taking the bus one time, this was a really shitty time of my life. There wasn't anything really nice going on. I was moving from place to place, and basically when I got on the bus, it had started raining, and when I was in the bus, it was kind of really a crappy day. It was kind of now it was getting dark. It was cloudy. It was drizzling. I wasn't feeling that great. I'm trying to tell you that what happens here really doesn't have any impact on what happens in the spirit world. Anyhow, I was kind of like dozing off. I wasn't paying attention to anything. As I was doing this, the bus driver was going, and I guess there was a car that cut in front of him, and he had to slam on the brakes. And when I was like dozing out, I was like in my little hyper zone. I wasn't really asleep. I wasn't really, I wasn't awake either. It was like I was in the spirit world, somewhere in between. And when he slammed on the brake, it was like somebody yanked me out of this spirit world. For the last couple of seconds, I saw what was happening. I saw that I saw myself as the very best that I could ever look. Was like a young man, very well put together, and when this happens, like when you're yanked out of the spirit world, usually somebody is flashing a million lights, blue, purple. Well, usually when I'm having spiritual experiences, there's a lot of color of blue and purple. Purple means third eye, and it was then it became more intense, as if like somebody has you know how you fire what they call firecrackers when they go off in the sky, like a zillion colors and they're all very bright. I was just kind of yanked out of this hyper zone or spirit world, and I came back. It took me like a couple of seconds, 2-3 seconds. I've had many such experiences where you just come back and for a moment or so you're still that same person you were in the spirit world, and you kind of like try to look around and see how the hell did I get here, who am I? But well, what I'm trying to say is that when our ordinary consciousness is gone, we are in this zone, then the other more spiritual side of us comes out, and we do things. My mother has had a lot of experiences like this, and she was telling me, and many experiences happen, and then when you come back, you see that none of that stuff really exists here or have any relevance to here. If you don't focus on what just happened and don't memorize it, you tend to forget. And in fact, many people have had many such experiences and they totally forget it. And if I hadn't made an effort to memorize many psychic or spiritual experiences, I wouldn't know them either. It would be just a faded memory. And also, one last thing, I think that the real world is this spirit world, and our world, that's like a material world, is just a very poor reproduction or imitation of what happens over there. And it's not necessary for everybody to really delve into these ideas, and these ideas are kind of alien to many people, and they could just go on with their physical life and everything would be just fine. Well, I do practice necromancy, and the other one was remote viewing, just a few other talents I have. Well, thank you for being in my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and leave a comment.